you're in the right place. Grab your surfboard, the water is ready, and let's dive in.
2024, the cosmic energy for sacred entrepreneurs and brand builders. This is a very powerful time and cosmic portal to really deeply settle in and amplify as we move into this new season. So, oh, sorry, this is not needing to be there. That was from last month. So June 2024, what can we expect during this time? We start the month off on June 6th with the Taurus new moon. So like I said, Taurus season lasts until June 19th. And the Taurus new moon is really that powerful time to set intentions, set goals, decide exactly what is it that you want to build long-term with your business. What is it that you're going to stay committed to, that you're going to stay loyal to, that like what long-term sustainable income source can you commit to that will bring you stability, bring you feelings of ease and safety and comfort. This can maybe be having a core signature offer that you decide to promote for the next year, rather than having several launches and always needing to be in creation mode. Maybe there's something that becomes your core focus as a revenue source or as a way of serving people. Or maybe you decide to it's starting to rain really heavily right now, which is so fun. As I'm speaking about all of this, it's raining around me. I am nice and covered and protected. And speaking of which, there might be, a pouring down of new insights, new inspiration of what value you deeply want to create for the world and for the planet. And what is your long-term plan to put that into place? So there might be some deeper part of your mission or vision. Maybe it's something that seems really long-term or out of touch right now. The Taurus new moon is a great time to tune into that energy and to make a longer term plan for what it is that you really want to do over years, maybe even over decades in the work that you do. And to start planning for it, to start saving for it, to start investing in it, maybe even just start talking about it. In terms of what it is that you're here to create. So it's a time to really get solid, feel foundational, feel secure and steady in what it is that you're creating in the here and now, and what it is that you've already created in your business. And to also think about that long-term overall goal and plan that you have for your business, for your impact on the planet, for your own prosperity, for your own well-being, and for the well-being of your clients as well. What is that long-term impact that you want to have with them? And start putting that plan into place, right? Start planning for that as though it's happening, it's inevitable, and it's going to be here one day, whether that's a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, etc. Okay. So really powerful time for the Taurus new moon, setting long-term foundational, steadying, grounding goals for yourself and providing value for the world and making prosperity happen. Okay, on the 8th of June, we have World Oceans Day. Now, I know many of you are like me, and we connect to being mer people, mer women, mer ladies, and we deeply connect to the elements of the water and to the oceans. And for those of you that are here to do work to help support and protect the oceans and the species of animals and life that lives in the oceans, this could be a really powerful day to dedicate to going and doing a beach cleanup, or even just watching an ocean documentary, praying and sending love to the waters, or donating to an ocean organization, or perhaps incorporating it into some form of your work, especially if you realize during Taurus season and during the Taurus new moon that you want to give back more and be more philanthropic and have that become a part of your business model. Perhaps the ocean is one of the causes that you want to speak to, or you just want to talk about oceanic magic and beauty and symbolism in your content and in the work. June 8th is a great day to do that. Okay, June 11th is when we have our first planetary cosmic shift during this month, as Mars will be moving into Aries. So Mars is currently in Taurus, so there's that support for us during the beginning of June of really solidifying our action plan and taking grounded, steady, stabilizing action. Sometimes this might look like slowing down a bit more, but then once June 11th comes about, you're going to want to speed up and be more active, be more of a catalyst with the actions that you're taking in your business. It might finally be the time while Mars is in Aries to do the things that you know you've needed to do for a while, to finally start that initiative or that offering or that way of being in your business and in your leadership that you've been maybe sitting on, that you've been feeling tentative about, or maybe you've been needing to create all of the Taurus long-term plans so you know step by step what it is that you need to do. And then once Mars is in Aries, you go ahead and do it, and you start, and you just, progress over perfection is your goal, and you just want to be in action. That is the power of Mars and Aries. You might also feel like this incredible initiatory energy to really do something maybe that you've never done before, or in a new way than you've ever done it before. You might want to be more of a trailblazer and to be creating in a very profound, innovative, kind of breakthrough way. So if you feel all of this new energy and all of this new fire, especially for those of us that are approaching the summer solstice and all of the fire of the summer and the energy of the sun and the warmth that's in the air, this might be a very powerful time to feel that fire and passion within you and go towards it and take actions that you might not have been feeling bold enough or brave enough to take before. That's going to be really, really powerful with Mars in Aries. Then on the 14th of June, we have the first quarter moon. So this is a really powerful time to review, okay, what have I created so far? What have I created so far during Taurus season, during June, and since the Taurus new moon? How have my intentions and my goals and desires already started to materialize? Again, it's a moment to celebrate what you've already done and to reassess, okay, what needs to happen next? What is it that needs to be created? Where do I need to be putting my energy? That's what a first quarter moon always is it's kind of like an assessment point of, okay, what has materialized so far and what needs to keep going? Where do I need to keep putting my energy? So it's a beautiful reflection point, really in the middle of the month, for you to stop and consider and celebrate what you've already done and created, because we don't take enough time to do that as leaders and entrepreneurs and creators, and what is next for you. Okay, so then on the 16th of June, oh my gosh, the sky is just immense right now. It's a giant sun shower all around me, which is so beautiful. So on the 16th of June, Venus is going into Gemini. So Venus is currently in Aries. No, Venus is currently in Taurus. And then it's going into Aries later on in May. And then it's going into Gemini on the 16th of June. So this is also Father's Day, which is really powerful when we have a cosmic shift on a really important holiday. So first and foremost, it's a really powerful day to honor fathers, your own father, your own lineage. What is the wisdom that you have learned and collected from your own father and from your paternal side? And of course, to honor your, the fathers of your children, for those of you that have children, and to really honor the power of father on the planet as protector, as provider, as caregiver, as adventurer, and to really honor that role, because we wouldn't have children without fathers. And also perhaps to do some really profound father healing. I often notice that father healing and having a deeper sense of healing and release and forgiveness and processing of any pain with the father or with the paternal line can be an immediate reflection on our feelings of safety and receiving in our businesses and in our lives. So again, this is a very powerful day. If you do have trauma with your father, to consider, doing that deep work, to getting support from a therapist or from a healer, to be actually something that can support your business and heal your business. Because as you feel more connected to the Father of the universe, Father God, Father Sky, and feeling that you are provided for and cared for by the divine father that is all around us, as well as your own father in whatever way he showed up in this life for you. That can be very, very powerful for your business moving forward, and you feeling strong in your own masculine energy and your own ability to be provided for and to provide for your clients. And this same day, Venus is going into Gemini. So it's a very expansive day for us to think about love and relationships and money in a whole new way, right? It's rethinking the way we think about money. And this can be very tied to the masculine, our perception of the masculine, our relationship to the father. And overall, it's a really powerful time to think about, how is it that I want to talk about money? How is it that I want to talk about money with myself, with my clients, with the world? Do you need to have mindset changes around the way that you perceive your ability to be passionate and in love with your work and also to receive money? Do you need to have new mindset shifts around your ideas around receiving and creating? And it can also be a very powerful time to just have whole new concepts around relationships and partnership and how that can really support your work, your divine sacred work on this planet. And to talk about the importance of relationships, perhaps especially if you do relational work or relationship coaching or support or healing for other people or romantic support and healing, it might be a powerful new time to have a new narrative around that, to speak about it in a new way, to have a new form of creating content and expressing yourself around this, or simply having this new format of how love is thought about in your world and how love activates and expresses itself in your life so that it can be really a spark of inspiration and joy in your business, so that your partnerships and your love and your romantic relationships actually add to and expand your business and your sacred work, rather than feeling like it's separate from or taking away from that work. Yeah. So Gemini, Venus is going to be a very powerful time to change your thinking around money, around love, around what is it that you're passionate about. You might be learning new things to be passionate about and really expanding your field of knowledge and expertise and knowing, especially as we move into Gemini overall. The next day on June 17th, Mercury will be moving into Gemini. So Mercury going into Gemini is an amplification of this energy where we really do start to think differently about everything, and we start talking about it differently as well. So Mercury is at home in Gemini. It is the ruler of Gemini. So it being in Gemini is a very, very powerful time to transform your thoughts, to have more empowering ways of thinking about yourself and about your business and about your clients, and to have more empowering, impactful, really deeply perceptive communication with your clients and content that you're creating to really speak to them and to really express what it is that you do, right? This is a great time to reinvent your content strategy, to do new copywriting, to get support from copywriters and other writers and new perspectives of how it is that you can communicate what it is that you do. It's a very, very powerful time of like mindset shifts and deeper expression and deeper knowing of what it is that you're here for. And I just, this starts with Venus going into Gemini with like your love and what you're passionate about and what you're really here to manifest onto the planet, starting to get a new perspective and a new opening and kind of this like rainbow of illumination around it. And then it comes into Gemini with Mercury or Mercury Gemini to really, really deeply expand your mind and to have you think differently and talk differently about everything that it is that you're here to do. And again, this can be a really big indication that it's time to learn new skills and expand your skills and knowing. I'm constantly considering, what new skills in business do I want to acquire? What new skills in astrology do I want to learn? And it might be a time to really take on courses or finish courses that you haven't done before, or perhaps learn from different teachers and wisdom keepers and mentors, right? It might be a very activating time to take in new information, to give yourself a new perspective, new knowledge, new knowing. You might also want to be teaching new things that you've maybe never taught before, but you finally realized, given the Taurus new moon, like, okay, I have so much to teach that I actually need to have one of my core business offerings be, evergreen courses or even live courses or somewhere where you get to teach and communicate and kind of really spread the knowledge that you have within you and make it bigger and make it more scalable and make yourself really an authority and a teacher in the space that you occupy. And so all of this energy with Venus in Gemini and then Mercury in Gemini, and they're going to be really close together. They're also going to be conjunct during this time, is all culminating when the sun goes into Gemini as well on June 20th, which is also the solstice. So this is very powerful that this happens at the same time, that the sun goes into Gemini at the same time that it is this extreme of light and darkness on the planet. It can be the brightest day of the year and the longest day of the year with summer solstice, or the shortest day of the year and the longest night of the year with winter solstice in the south. So depending on the polarity of the planet that you live, where you live, you're going to be experiencing this. And this is a really powerful energy to experience with Gemini, because Gemini is all about polarity and duality and then non-duality. It is the human experience, it is the divine experience, it is all the philosophy in between. And then it is a blending of like creating non-duality from accepting kind of parallels and opposites, and then deciding to see that we don't have to see things in that black and white way, right? So it is a very expansive time for our consciousness, for our world, for our psyches, for our hearts. And with Venus and Mercury also converging here, it really is about like, how can you love differently? How can you communicate differently? How can you express yourself differently in this new season of life and in business, moving into the solstice season? And then the very next day, we have the full moon. So this is a very potent week in cosmic time, and especially these 2 days with the solstice, the sun moving into a new astrological sign, and then the Sagittarius full moon. And this is also National Indigenous Peoples Day, which is very powerful, to just honor and acknowledge Indigenous peoples and how often they have spoken of the stars and the star stories and our star origins, right? Just really honoring Indigenous teachings and medicine on this day, which is also the Sagittarius full moon. Sagittarius full moon, we're actually going to have two of these. In July, we have a Sagittarius Capricorn cusp full moon. So it's not going to be fully in one or the other. It's going to be in the cusp between them. Whereas in this one is fully in Sagittarius. And it's going to be such a powerful time to expand, to grow, to really reach for the stars and to say, okay, what do I really need to let go of? What limiting beliefs are stopping me from being able to support myself and others in the most expansive, profound way possible, right? To go on adventures that you can only dream, that you could have only dreamed of, to live a life beyond your wildest dreams, right? Gemini season opens up our minds and our hearts and our perspectives to, whoa, this can look different. My life can look different. My business can look different. I can support my clients in a new, different way. And then the Sagittarius full moon is this culmination point to really release any blocks, limitations, patterns, habits, behaviors, etc., that are really restricting you from that level of expansion and growth. This is also a really beautiful, powerful time to just think about what's going to be fun, what's going to be joyful, what's going to be playful, what's going to be enjoyable for you to really sink into as you move into the summer season or the winter season, depending on where you are. And what do you really want to do, like with your clients, with your work, and what's going to be most fun? Do you need to just take a bunch of time off and be on vacation and set up a bunch of automations and have that Taurus season steadiness be something that created stable, consistent, monthly recurring revenue for you so that you can take more time off and have more scalable evergreen products? Like, would that be fun for you? Or would it be really fun for you to go and meet people in person and go to a bunch of live events and to host retreats over the summer and to be in person with people and to be, celebrating and coming together in community? What would actually be, and I don't want to pretend that I know what's going to be fun and fulfilling for you. This is going to be a really powerful full moon for you to be really honest with yourself about what do you really find enjoyable and expansive and adventurous and joyful in your business. And is it time to go on that journey and to commit to saying like, okay, I'm going to think about this differently. This gets to be a lot more fun, and maybe all of the stress or tension or seriousness that you've been putting behind your purpose and your mission gets to kind of alleviate itself and go into a sense of joy and miraculous possibility at the Sagittarius full moon. So let me know how you're all feeling about that and what it is that comes up for you next month as we move into Gemini and Sagittarius. Okay, on the 28th of June is the last quarter moon. So right here near the end of the month is this moment where you get to really notice like, okay, what have I really created so far? What has been the culmination since the Taurus new moon in this moon cycle? What really came up and was illuminated and expanded for me during the Sagittarius full moon the week before? And now what is still left to be released and surrendered, and where can you let yourself expand and grow even more, right? Where you might have felt like there was this point of culmination of like, oh my gosh, I thought I was already growing and expanding the most during that Sag full moon. And then that last quarter moon is this other opportunity to be like, okay, what stone is still left unturned? Where do you still need to look so that your business can really feel joyous to you, so it can really feel like it's supporting you, but also helping you grow and helping other people grow, and that it's fascinating you and that it's interesting to you and that it's giving you enough time to enjoy life on the planet during the summer, during this time of really growth that we're all moving through collectively, and really giving yourself this moment to reflect on, okay, what else might need to be released so that you can have even more joy, more inspiration, more love for yourself and the work that you do. And then the next day, dun dun dun, Saturn retrograde begins. So Saturn is right on the cusp of Pisces. It wants to go into Pisces, but it's not in Pisces yet. It's still at the very edge of Aquarius. And on the 29th, it goes into retrograde. So it's going to start appearing like it's going backwards. So we really get to learn the lesson of what is it that we want to build in terms of in terms of Aquarian energy. Saturn is in Aquarius, and Saturn in Aquarius is all about the way that we want to lead and prosper in the future as leaders, as servant leaders, as leaders that truly care about the overall collective and all of us thriving and all of us being healthy and well on the planet. And so there's this really powerful time to reflect on, okay, what have been your lessons of Saturn in Aquarius? Saturn went into Aquarius February 2023. So it's kind of a time to reflect on the last year and a half of lessons that you've learned of what has been important for you, for your unique contribution to the collective well-being and welfare. And also considering, okay, what really needs to be considered and what needs to be put into action so that you feel like you're fully able to contribute in the highest way possible to the highest good of all, in a way that feels stable and grounded, and like you're really letting those lessons that you've learned in business and life and leadership over the last year and a half solidify into a really solid plan as Saturn will go into Pisces later this year, once it's out of retrograde and moving back towards Pisces. So really, really powerful time to reflect on all of the lessons of this time and to really consider, okay, what are we really building towards on a massive giant level, and how much joy and uniqueness and individuality are you letting yourself express? Are you living your unique signature in terms of creating the business that you want, not what your business coach says or what someone else is doing or how someone else has created success or impact, but are you doing the thing that is yours uniquely to do? And are you letting yourself be fully expressed and joyful and sustained and supported in that? On this same day, Mercury is also going into Cancer. So, this is again a very powerful time to be supportive and tender with yourself. With Mercury going into Cancer, it's a time of grace and compassion and understanding as you reflect on all these lessons and somewhat the seriousness of what it is that we're all doing here as healers and wisdom keepers and awakening guides and people who are here to bring about the reform and the change of society so that we can live in a more loving, prosperous, healthy, happy world. How can you be more loving and supportive to yourself? How can you be more graceful with yourself and with your clients? Where can you have more compassion and more sensitivity, and attunement with how it is that you're showing up for yourself, how it is that you show up for the clients that you serve, and how it is that you communicate with them, right? So it might very well be that at the very end of June, you're having this massive moment of reflection of, wow, like I've gotten clear on how I'm going to make money consistently and feel comfort and safety and stability from Taurus season. And now I'm expanding into even deeper levels of inspiration, growth, and expression through Gemini season. And now it's time to just have some love and compassion for myself for how many lessons you have learned on this journey and how much wisdom it has required of you and how much expansion and growth has really taken place. And to have that Mercury and Cancer energy going into July of just knowing that, there's always going to be opportunities for more expansion, more growth, more initiation with the cosmos and in all other ways that you are inspired in your business, but that it's also important to have love and compassion and self-love in that same process. So take a moment at the very end of the month to give yourself lots of love, lots of nourishment, do extra self-care, be extra kind with the way that you speak to yourself and to your clients as well. Give them that like extra bit of acknowledgement and gratitude for being in your world. Maybe give them all like a free gift of some kind, or send out a really grateful email for all the lessons that you've learned as an entrepreneur so far and what you've learned from them and what they've taught you and what you've been able to teach others, and really honor the massive profound journey that this is in business and in life. Okay, so that is the June 2024 energy. Let me know what you're all feeling for it. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts. If you want to dive into deeper cosmic knowledge with me, then sign up for my cosmic arts training to expand your own ability to read the sky, interpret human design and astrology for yourself, for your business, for other individuals and clients. Or you can dive in deeper into miracle marketing, which is my cosmically infused space for getting support with your marketing, with your brand, with the decisions that you make around your business and your content and your website and the way that you express yourself and your offerings and how you communicate to your clients. It's a really powerful space to get support, and it's all cosmically aligned. And so the links are below if you want to join any of those. And I'm sending you so much love as we move into this June energy.